Diane and Denmark here, rah, rah, rah. Happy Tuesday, I hope you're all fine and well, and guess what? Da, da, da. Today is the day. We made it through the 40 days for our 40-day declutter. Now, remember when we started this, I said to you, be easy on yourself. We don't need to be doing that thing of finding a whole box or a whole bag of items to declutter every day, because you know how that ends. You start off with great intentions, but when you set the bar so high, you just can't get over it. So I said to you, just one thing, and what we were doing was being consistent with it. Anyway, before I get into that, I just need to make sure that you are being consistent in these crazy times. Hopefully you have done your morning routine or your evening routine. Hold on, let's just get my folder. If you need help with your routines, what to put on them, what not to put on them, adding cleaning lists, menu planning ideas, it's all in my Flylady refresher course videos. I won't go through that today because I just wanted to mention a few things about our 40 day declutter, and I've got a few last items. Hold on, I had some papers over the weekend, and hold on, I've got, just grab it from behind you without knocking everything over. Remember, my family are at home right now. That's why I'm not able to do my usual filming. I never show the family, and that's why I am sitting here in the bedroom. Right, my final item is going to be this denim shirt. Now, you know me, I love the Dressing Your Truth system, and I got this, it must have been 2 years ago. I found it in a charity shop in Sweden, and it's a denim shirt. Now, I like denim shirts, and it's got the wee polka dots on it, and you know, going by Dressing Your Truth stuff, yeah, you know, it's T1, but it doesn't work for me. And I think it's probably because it's a kind of that kind of mottled effect, and I'm a Dressing Your Truth type 1-4, and here's one that I wear. You see me wearing it all the time. I've actually worn it with this jacket before. Do you see a thing with the polka dots? I like my polka dots on a bit bigger scale and a bit more contrast. So anyway, this one is going, and this is just to say to you that even if something kind of ticks most of the boxes, if it's not ticking all the boxes, you don't have to settle for it, and that goes for any kind of cleaning system you're using. Maybe you're not using Flylady, maybe you're using something else. You don't have to take all of it, just take what works for you. And a wee shout out about the 40-day declutter challenge. And I want you to think about what has made it work this time for you. I know several of you have done this challenge with me before. Has it been a lot of you checking on Instagram? I've got the same names here, hashtag Diane in Denmark. And I know it's also been motivational for me and inspirational to see what you're decluttering, or has it helped you to be decluttering by zone? You've seen that I quite often just use the Flylady Zones and focus my decluttering there. Or what stage of decluttering are you at? Are you still at the stage where the items that you've decluttered this time round, it's just been stuff that you didn't really realise you had? You haven't had a proper home for things. So you've got things all over the house, and then you know it builds up, and then you can't find stuff, and then you're buying more stuff and bringing it in and adding to the problem. Or you've got to think about this. Maybe it's a good idea this week to think about what you have decluttered this time round. What is it you have decluttered? Why did it actually make it into your house in the first place? Was it given to you by a well-meaning friend or a relative? Maybe it was a gift that, you know, you just have to say, you know, thank you, but it doesn't actually work for me, hand it on to somebody else. As in my other example, maybe you just keep on buying the same thing because you're just into that mindset, and you're not actually thinking about what you need and what you're using. So anyway, I hope you had fun with this 40-day challenge. And the other thing I was going to say about this 40-day challenge is a phrase that keeps on coming up right now in these crazy days. Here in Denmark, during lockdown, one of the catchphrases is "Det du gør nu, gør en forskel," which means the thing which you're doing right now makes a difference. And of course they're referring to staying at home, washing our hands, sneezing into your sleeve and instead of doing it that way. And you can apply that to everything, like your decluttering now. What you're doing with your decluttering now makes a difference moving forward. Same with your routines. What you're doing today with your morning routine or with your evening routine, it makes a difference. So even if it's just a tiny thing, it's all making a difference. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I posted a picture of my shiny sink, and just a wee story behind what I put beside my sink yesterday. Now, I don't know if you can see that. That's a wee sprig of mint and some grape hyacinth. Now, these grape hyacinth, I've got them growing all over the garden now. And these were individual little pots of grape hyacinths that we used for table decorations when my son, he's now 20, when my son was confirmed. Now, I need to, Danish confirmation is not the same as Catholic confirmation. Here in Denmark, church and state are linked. Told you all that before. We all pay church tax, that's part of the thing. Church and state are linked. And it's the Lutheran church, so it's the same as the Church of Scotland. It's the same kind of branch church. Anyway, Danish confirmation, the kids are usually, 14 or 15 years old. Yeah, it depends on where you live in Denmark, what age they do it. And we had a lunch at home, and there were like 25 to 30 of us, you invite all the family. And we had these grape hyacinths as, on the tables, in little pots. That was our table decoration. And after the confirmation, I planted them round in the garden, and they're coming up. And I just want to say to you, because I actually dug them and put them in the garden or in the garden, they're still coming up like 4 or 5 years later, and still, bringing a wee bit of joy. So just please keep going, whether it's with your routines or whether it's with your decluttering. It all counts. And hold on, let me just check my list, because I don't want to be talking for too long today. Just hold on. Oh yeah, there were a couple of questions that came up. A lot of people commented when you saw me in our shed. I was looking for stuff to declutter in the shed, and you saw coat hangers behind me. And a lot of you said, why are the coat hangers in the shed? Well, if you've been following me for a while on YouTube, you know that we don't have a tumble dryer. We don't use a tumble dryer, so that at this time of the year, I can actually hang my laundry outside to dry. Usually I have it in the basement, and I hang up a load, and then the next morning I fold the dry stuff and hang up the wet stuff. So that way I keep it going. And right now, because the weather's getting better, I can actually get my laundry hung up outside to dry and actually get it dried and fold it and put it away on the same day. Woo! Small pleasure. So anyway, I hope that solved the mystery of you for you who are wondering about the coat hangers. And the other, I had a question just yesterday. Somebody said, oh, I've had my hair done, how did I get new colour in my hair? Once again, if you've been following me for a while, you know that this is my silver hair, and or my tinsel hair, and I have a halo of grey hair coming in. So actually during lockdown, you know we can't get to the hairdresser or anything. I'm cutting my own fringe, but the hair colouring problem is not a problem for me. I know some of you get grey hair coming in patches like that, but I am very lucky. Here's my little silver halo. and I haven't coloured or highlighted my hair for many years, probably 10, because I like the grey. If you don't like your grey hair, you do what you like with it, but I like it because it gives a wee bit of highlights. Anyway, I'm going to get on with my day because I'm going to hang up my washing outside. Small pleasures. I probably won't see you for a wee while for the next couple of days because we're coming up for Easter. I'll try and check in with you tomorrow, but I have to take my daughter to a specialist doctor, so I'll pop up sometime. But if you don't see me, don't worry, it's because I'm spending time with the family. So anyway, on that note, live long and prosper. May the Danish hooker be with you. And remember, what you do today makes a difference, okay? Whatever it is. Anyway, and on that note, I shall send you off on your merry way with a rap, rap, rap. Okay, see you soon.